Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while, guys. It's been a long while, but when you have life to live, you got a life to live. Welcome back to Cab Driven. Let's get started. This is gonna be a little bit different than we normally do. This is gonna be just some news of what's going on in the world today. Well, fortunately, today is September 14th. Yeah, September 14th. It's some pretty interesting ones. We actually had the Mustang Reveal. I was even so excited because I'm a huge Mustang fan that I even wore my Mustang shirt as in celebration. But we'll get into that in just a little bit. But let's talk about a few other things. Now, they have just announced the Chrysler 300, or called the 300C. Now, I'm a little shady here, but I could have sworn the Chrysler 300 was called off a while ago. Now they're going to bring it back. Even if they didn't let it go away, they should have just killed it off a long time ago, because it didn't do that well. Let's be honest. It really didn't do that well, and it wasn't that good looking. It didn't hold up as well as they thought it would. But now they're back with an all-new Chrysler 300C with 485 horsepower, 475 foot-pounds of torque out of a 6.4-liter V8. That's not a halfway bad way to go if you're going to go out. 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. The quarter mile on 12.4. Now, that's pretty impressive on a 485 horsepower, four-door sedan with a time of 12.4. That's not terrible at all. My biggest problem with it is, I'm going to show you guys a picture of it right now. It has no style. It just doesn't look good. It looks really, really boring. And the only thing that looks even remotely flashy is those god-awful headlights and the big-ass 300C on the front end of it. It really doesn't look that good. Look at the rear end right here. Okay. It's really boring. If you're going to go out with a bang, it needs to have a little bit more flamboyance. And it just does not have that. I don't know what they were thinking of when they came back out with this thing. I don't really care to even see the interior. I'm sure the interior does look pretty good, but it's just a Chrysler 300. And I'm not dogging the 300. And and if you haven't seen the interior pictures, it's just as questionable as the exterior. It's so boring. I don't even want to get in it. It's so bleeding boring. It's obviously, I don't even talk about it anymore. I'm just that bored even thinking about it. Let's move on to something else. Ferrari has now just brought out their Ferrari Parswang. I'm saying it really bad. Give me just a second here. I got pronunciation. I'm not Italian, I'm American, so I'm not going to say it correctly, but it is
Puro sangue.
Puro sangue. Puro sangue. Ferrari puro sangue. Which pronounces to thoroughbred. I'm hoping that is correct. Ferrari just announced that, just came out, and it's pretty interesting. I'm going to put up a picture right now, and I will say right now, this has got to be, it's just so beautiful. I don't know why, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the lines on that body. I wasn't expecting that on Ferrari's first SUV. I really, really wasn't. The only thing I'm kind of not a big fan of is the suicide door on the rear end. I understand it looks clean that way, but let's just hope that back seat is really a four-door. Like the Lamborghini Yaris has actually got a full four-door system, and it's a beautiful car right there off the bat. So let's just hope that the Ferrari can hold up the standards. But I will say this, what I am excited about this is it does have the V12. The interior is, I'm going to show a picture right now. The interior is not half bad. They actually taken a book out of, it took a book out of the Jeep Grand Wagoneer with putting the screen on the passenger side also, because they want to see also what you're looking at. And that's always a great view to see. Overall, I am looking forward to this. They have had so many orders for this already. They're just about to pull the plug on how many orders they're about to take. Just look at the back seat here. It feels like you're in the front seat, but you're sitting on the back. It is absolutely gorgeous. God, if this is the way the Ferrari was going to go out and before they go to electric, I'm glad it was this. 715 horsepower. I mean, it's it's a V. I mean, I'm blown away right now. Starting price about $400,000. Starting price is about $400,000. An 8-speed dual clutch automatic transaxle. I'm excited. I really am excited to see some of the other channels going to be putting this through the ringer. Hopefully, we'll be able to get one on the channel. But let's move on to the next one here. The new Mustang was just announced. I don't know if anybody was just seeing that. There was a lot of live presentations of that on YouTube. I don't know what to think of it. This picture right here really kind of hurts to see. I don't get me wrong. I think just like the last body that they had come out, it took me a little bit to get used to that one. This one right here is probably going to take me just as long, if not longer. There's something wrong with the headlights, and there's something wrong with that front end that just really throw me off. The interior, I'm not going to lie, does not feel very muscle. Does not look very muscle. And the good part is they are bringing back the manual transmission, which is great. But on the other hand, it's, you know, it just doesn't, I don't know, there's something wrong with the car. I probably am just being way too much of a critic over this, but you mean you guys had, you know, a long time to sit here and try to figure this out to where it looks muscly. And I understand the age is going towards electric, but don't take it away from some of our muscle cars. And don't take them away from some of our exotics and some of these cars that actually give us a thrill. You know, don't take it away from that and make everything feel so numb on the inside. I mean, you got screens on everything now. And, I mean, just looking at the interior pictures like right here, it just, I mean, you guys tell me. I want you guys to tell me in the comments, do you like this new body? I mean, do you like everything they've done here? I mean, obviously it's got the 5-liter back in it, which, okay, that's great. But then they got this other feature where you can rev your car. If I'm reading this correctly, I'm actually going to go back here. Give me a second here. I'm going to go back. But you can rev your car through your phone or the keys or something like that. I'm blown back by this. We're going to look at this picture right here. Look at how much this car doesn't look anything like a Mustang. Even the year before this one, the 23s and 22s, 20s, 20s, and all that, it looks okay. It's not one of my favorite body styles, but it looks okay. But let's look at the white one that's sitting right behind the older gen that we just saw here. That is probably the best looking one that they've made in a long, long time. And I feel like the body, I mean, the rear end on the last body here was really nice. I like the rear end on, but this one right here, I'm just not feeling what this is. I mean, there's something missing on it, and I'm hoping maybe I'm just missing something altogether. But the front end really bugs me with the 3 headlights. I'm sure, I mean, the Recaro seats look good. I think the red interior really makes this thing pop. Look at that rear end right there. Look at that. It looks boring. Why is everything going boring style? What happened to the angles and the aggressiveness? The aggressiveness is gone. You know, I showed this to my wife, and I was like, hey, look, the new Mustang got announced. And the first thing she said, it looks like a Camaro. Is that a Camaro? No, sweetheart, that's not a Camaro. That is actually the new Mustang. I'm sorry to say that. A few other little notes here. I'll even look, just look at the Camaro real quick before we leave this, and then look at the Mustang. Maybe a little bit of they look a little bit alike, but it's still, there's something wrong with that Mustang. I mean, I'm just, one thing I am glad about, it's not electric. Thank God it's not electric. I'd be very, very, very upset if it was electric. Now let's move on. I guess Toyota's planning on an even more hardcore Yaris with 300 horsepower. Now Toyota has literally snapped. I think one of them has done a line of Coke and said, okay, Corolla, let's make that a GR. Now the Yaris, now we could do something with that. Let's, you're right, let's make that 300 horsepower too. And here's a picture of that right here. 300 horsepower of a little Yaris. Now, I've heard some pretty interesting things about that little 3-cylinder. It's a 1.6 liter turboed engine. That, and I'm looking at it right now, and that is very impressive. 1.6 liter 3-cylinder engine. I'm blown away. I mean, 300 horsepower. 300 horsepower. I mean, the looks of it, I'm actually digging. I'm digging the looks on the Yaris. I mean, you just made a boring car look pretty awesome and fun. It doesn't have those dorky little hood vents. Like, I think the Corolla is kind of, the hood vents on that one look a little odd. To me, at least, they do. But it's definitely something very interesting. Now, the Corolla GR weighs about 3,200 pounds. And the standard GR Yaris weighs 427 pounds less, with a curb weight of 2,800 pounds. Now, with that, plus the 300 horsepower, that thing is just going to be a little go-kart, just zooming down the road. I can see this being a lot of fun, especially now that, they're having an all-wheel drive system connected to it. It's really nice to see. Well, I am excited about this. We'll probably have one of these on the channel for a review. I am very much looking forward to it.